I'm doing okay.
Okay. Hello, Norel. How are you?
Hi, teacher.
It's
I'm
nice.
doing well.
Great. It's nice to see you. Okay, let me quickly do my introduction. Hello, my name is Priscilla. I am happy to be here. I'm your conversational English coach, and I hope that you will enjoy this evening's session. I enjoyed putting this session together, and I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. Today's session will be New to America. It is a mini story. It is short and hopefully chock full of vocabulary. Hopefully, we will walk away with some nice vocabulary and some food for thought by the end of the session. And we have with us Trin and Norel and Louis and Daniel. Okay, why don't you all take a moment and say hello, and I'll bring in today's lesson. I'll mute my microphone as you introduce yourselves. You may speak. I'm just muting my microphone. I can listen as you tell me who you are, where you're from, and maybe why are you here.
I'm Daniel. I'm from Colombia, and I'm here to improve my English. That's it.
My name is Norel. I am from Morocco, but I live in Staten Island, New York. And I am here tonight in this class because of you, teacher. I find you wonderful. Thank you.
Well, I hope that means when I find myself in New York, I probably won't have to buy a room at one of those more expensive hotels.
Please, please, I will be proud.
Oh,
I will be more than happy, please. Please,
okay.
teacher.
I'll
Yes.
I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Thank you.
Yes, anytime, please.
Okay. Who else is here?
Hello, everybody. I'm Julio from Mexico. Nice to see you all.
Hello everyone, my name is Trin. I'm come from Thailand. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I am Julius Sapar. I am from Indonesia and I am enthusiastic for this class. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Please tell me, can you see what's on the screen right now? It says New to America. Are you able to
Yep.
see that? Fantastic. All right, I'm going to make it stay. So now it should not move no matter who speaks, so what. So there we are. Our topic for today is New to America. My name is Priscilla. I am a native English speaker. I have lived in the U.S. all of my life. I have traveled outside of the United States just once, and I went to Nigeria. My goal is to travel outside of the United States and visit many different countries. Little did I know when I set that out as a goal that I might be already meeting that by meeting so many different nationalities and cultures online that I feel like I'm among the most privileged of people to have met so many different people, and I didn't even leave the comforts of my home. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everyone for participating in my learning, because as you're learning from me, I'm learning a very huge amount from each of you. Today we're going to take a look at New to America. Now, typically, well, in some of my lessons I have pictures scattered around inside, embedded in the document. Today I don't have that done this way, but let me quickly tell you what these pictures represent, and we can go back and draw on them as we need to. This little boy has asthma. How many of you know what asthma is? Or if you don't know what asthma is, please tell me that you don't know what asthma is.
I
Although,
know what it is.
okay, tell me what asthma is.
It's a issue. It's a illness. It's
Very good.
chronic. You cannot be cured because it doesn't have cure yet. But you can have a treatment in order to make the symptoms um, okay to be sick all the time.
Okay.
So that
All
is
right.
because it's like a flu, like you were have a flu always.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you all, Julio, I don't think that you were addressing your conversation to me specifically, but I agree with you that if there's something that you want, you should certainly ask for it. I'm very pleased and impressed with the amount of time that Reuben has spent with me all day. It seems like every class I've had, he's been in it. And this would be someone who, you know, you start to develop a relationship with, that you feel a special attraction to. And when they say something, you feel compelled. Oh, Reuben, I want you to say this way. So you may find that I'll be saying something to Reuben because I know that I can say things to Reuben and he will appreciate, as I'm sure everyone will. But I know when Reuben asks me something and I say something to him, that he really appreciates what I am saying. So Reuben, now I want you to tell me what this situation, this condition is again, and I want to tell you how I want you to tell it to me again as we're having conversational English. What is asthma?
It's an illness.
Mm-hmm. Asthma is an illness.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
chronic illness that is like a flu. You have
Mm-hmm.
you cough almost all the time, but there is a treatment that can help you to decrease the symptoms in order to have a better life.
Mm-hmm. So to facilitate, do you agree with that,
Yes,
Reuben?
yes,
Okay.
I agree.
So I would like for you to tell me that. Reuben, what is asthma?
Asthma is a chronic illness without a cure, but there are remedies to facilitate this, the easy in a living comfortable life.
Okay, that is to facilitate the ease in living a comfortable life.
The ease.
The ease in living a comfortable life. Now say it again, although it did not sound as if you were reading it, but I want you to say it correctly. What is asthma,
Okay,
Reuben?
asthma is an illness. It's a chronic illness. That means that it doesn't have cure yet. But there are treatments that can help you to improve your life and don't suffer the symptoms
Okay,
of this illness.
and I was trying to get you to increase your vocabulary. So facilitate would be a nice word for you to learn to use when you're talking about asthma. I'll ask you a little later today in our lesson, and you'll tell me the same thing. This will become a part of your repertoire when you talk about asthma. If anyone ever asks you again, what is asthma? You will say something like that. All right, so this little boy has asthma. This is his mother. This is Nancy, and this is her son. And Nancy and her son does a lot of walking. When Nancy decided that she was going to come and make America her home, she brought her 9-year-old son with her. Well, while she was here, a neighbor's dog. A neighbor is someone that lives close to you. They're usually friendly. Sometimes they're not, but they usually are friendly. But a neighbor is someone that lives near you. Well, the neighbor's dog got out and he jumped the fence and he was coming towards Nancy and her son. And this is a fence also. A fence is something that divides a section, usually property. So who can tell me what I've said so far based upon the few pictures that I've pointed out? Who can tell me? And this class is a conversational class. We talk, we talk, we talk. Who can tell me what I just said? Okay, remember when I was speaking to you all in the other session, those of you who were there in the other session, that If you're wanting to learn to be conversant with conversational English, the recipient of what you want to say is someone who is waiting for you to speak. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. So unmute your microphone, and who can tell me as much as you can about what I've said. Okay?
Okay, teacher. What you just said is you tell me that what meaning of the neckboard is and what's the fancy is. The fancy is one thing that's the fight section, especially for uh, parties or like a furniture.
Mm-hmm.
And the neckboard, what I'm hear from you is the neckboard is someone or who is close to you or the next to you, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then what you just said. I think that's what you explain to
Okay.
us.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone
Well,
else?
you explained a little bit what asthma is,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote down the word facilitate, which is great not only for describing asthma but many diseases.
Okay.
And you talked about Nancy and his son, and that they do a lot of walking,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I
Okay.
got.
Okay, fantastic. Now, to be a good conversant of English, it is important that you start training yourself to listen. And you may think that you listen, but if you can't repeat something of what is said, you can keep hearing it, but it's just noise. So you have to force yourself to restate what you think you heard, even if it's wrong. But when your brain realizes that you're trying to learn something, then you will get it. All right, I'm going to finish up this and then we will read. So these are apartments. These are apartments. I don't necessarily know what apartments look like where you live, but this is an example of what apartments look like. But we have many different types of apartments, high rises, 3 stories. This is 3 stories, 1 story, 2 story, 3 stories. I know in some countries it's called flats. And this is a car, and Nancy went to the dealer to buy a car. And this picture represents shaking or shivering, but in the story it says Nancy was shaking. So that's what that picture represents. All right, now we have, I believe, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 people tonight, and all of us will participate, and each one of you will have a number. Please remember your number. Daniel, you are number 1. Julio, you are number 2. Louis, you are number 3. Norel, you are number 4. Roxana, you are number 5. Reuben, you are number 6. Shafar, hey Shafar, how are you? It's good to see
Hey,
you. I didn't see you there. It's good to
yes,
see you in class.
yeah,
Okay,
nice to meet
and
you.
Tran, you are number 8. All right. So now, when you see your number, you'll know that you're going to read. So number 1 is going to be reading here. And this is number 2. This is 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll go to 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, Number 1.
Okay. Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She brought her 8-year-old son with her. He was all she had in the world.
Okay, I did a class not too long ago that you should try to modulate your voice. Modulate your voice means that there should be some rise and fall wherever you want to put it, but you will find that rhythm. When you get to a period, you should pause and count to like 1, 2, 3. And when you get to a comma, I don't know that there are any commas, you just count to 2. 1, 2, and continue reading. So, Daniel, what you did was fine, but let me just give it an example. Nancy was new to America. 1, 2, 3. She came to America speaking only her native language. 1, 2, 3. She brought her 8-year-old son with her. 1, 2, 3. He was all she had in the world. Okay, you don't need to read it again, but try to modulate your voice. Number 2.
They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for only 2 months when a neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran towards Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when it saw Nancy screaming at it. She was going to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around.
Great. Now these words that are in bold, do you know what all of those words mean?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Number 3.
Could you send me the link because I can't see it, please?
You can't see it. Okay, let's see. Number 3. I'll try to do it this way. How about that? Can you see that? Are you able to see it now?
Nope.
Okay, can anyone see it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to read it. Shaking, Nancy took her son upstairs. They stayed in the apartment all weekend. Then Nancy found another apartment close to the school that her son was going to attend. Okay, does anyone need to know what the word attend means? Okay, number 4.
Number 4. Okay, that's me. She and her son walked everywhere. One day, her son started coughing badly. He had an asthma attack. All the walking was making his asthma worse.
Okay. Do you know what coughing badly means?
Yes.
Okay. Number 5. Roxana, are you there?
Yes, sir. Nancy knew that she had to buy a car, so she called up the Honda dealer. She talked to a salesman who spoke her language. She told him that she wanted to buy a new car if he could come over to pick her up. The salesman said he would be right over.
Okay. Number 6.
Yes, and Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She brought her 8-year-old son with her. She was all she had in the world.
Okay, that word is he.
Sorry.
Okay.
He was all she had in the world.
Number 7.
They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for only 2 months when a neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran toward Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when it saw Nancy screaming at it. She was going to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around.
This word is body.
Body.
Number 8.
Okay. Shocking. Nancy took her son upstairs. They stayed in the apartment all weekend. Then Nancy found another apartment close to the school that her son was going to attend.
Okay. This word is shaking.
Oh, okay, shaking.
Okay, that
So,
was from the picture. This is shaking. Shaking. Right there is shaking. No. So we have shaking. Maybe we don't need it, but I'll just put it there anyway. Copy. And shaking. So shaking. Nancy took her son upstairs. Tran, why do you think Nancy was shaking? Tran, why do you think Nancy was shaking?
I don't,
Hmm?
I have no idea.
Okay. They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for only 2 months when a neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran toward Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when it saw Nancy screaming at it. She was going to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around. Now, why do you think Nancy was shaking?
Her
Maybe,
hands.
Tran, why do you think Nancy was shaking?
maybe she's scared
Very
the
good.
dog.
Yes, she's afraid of the dog, and she was afraid for her son that the dog might cause harm to her son. In this particular case, the word shaking probably meant that it was her entire body that was just shaking because she was just so upset or she was so afraid. That is what I think it means. Now, when you are told something about someone, say really and ask a related question. So this is what we're going to do when we give and respond to some information, and we're going to go back to the story. I want you to forget about the story, and I want to see how much you can retain. So here's an example of saying really and then ask a related question. I'm from Nepal. Really? Is this your first time here? I live in Cincinnati. Really? Is that near Cleveland? I'm an engineer. Oh, really? Which train? Okay, so Reuben, I'm going to say I'm from North Carolina. And you can say, really? How long have you lived here? Or whatever you want to say. Then you can tell me where you live. And I'm going to say, really, something, whatever. Okay? I
Okay.
really want us to just get the word. I want you to be able to say really without any pressure. This is how we talk. We're not really interested in anything, really, when we're just casually engaged. All right?
Okay.
I'm from North Carolina.
Really? How long have you been here?
I've lived here maybe 40 years.
Really? That's too much time.
Now tell me where you live.
Oh, I'm living in Mexico.
Really? How long have you lived in Mexico?
My whole life, almost 24 years.
Really? I'm an engineer. No, I'm a teacher.
Really? And mine too.
Okay. So,
What do you? Oh, okay.
okay, that's fine. What I really want you to do was get the idea of just using the word really. You can say anything that you want. So the first two people will be Reuben and Daniel. Just say, oh, really, 2 or 3 times. You can say, oh, really, whichever. Okay? Go.
Okay.
This is Reuben and Daniel.
Who's gonna start?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, Reuben, start.
Okay.
Hmm.
I speak a native language, an indigenous language.
Oh, really? What language?
I speak Zapoteco.
Zapteco. What's that? I don't know. That's weird.
Yes, I know. Um,
But you
do
need
you
to
speak?
stay with the M really. Just after he tell you that, I want you
Hmm.
to tell him something. After he tells you, you tell him something.
Okay. You know what? I speak 20 languages.
Really? How did you do that?
Man, I have a big brain.
And now you tell him something. They'll tell him something else so he can say, "Oh, really?"
Okay.
You can say, "I only speak one."
You know what? I have been in Mars.
Where?
I have been in Mars, the planet Mars.
Really? How did you get there?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell you, but I was with the NASA there.
Okay. All right. Julio and Luis, can you do the same? It's okay if you don't get it perfect. I just want to hear two "oh reallys" or two reallys. I just want you to get your mouth and your thoughts so that you can say "really."
Hmm. Hey, friend, I just got married last week.
That's Julio and Luis.
I'm
Maybe
sorry.
maybe somebody's not here.
Um,
Julio, Luis,
I'm
are you
here.
still here? Is Luis, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you responding?
What is the question?
There isn't a question. Okay, Julio and Norel. We'll come back, Luis. Julio and Norel.
Hey,
Okay.
Rel, I just got
Huh?
married last week.
Really? Congratulations. So when you're moving?
We are not gonna live together. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Oh, really? You look so happy. You don't look married.
Okay,
Really? Married people are unhappy?
okay,
Well,
okay.
yeah.
Let's go on. Roxana, and Reuben.
Hello, Reuben. Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Oh, really? It's so far from my place where I live. I'm live. I live in Russia.
Oh, really? How did you learn English?
I learn English on Verbling, and you?
Really? I did it too.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
really?
Shafar and Tran. Shafar and Tran.
Okay. Uh, I've done climb a mountain.
Ask him again because I don't think he heard. I didn't even understand.
Okay.
Ask again.
Okay. I climbed a mountain last year.
Really? What mountain did you climb?
I climbed a Bromo mountain in Indonesia, my country.
Say, "oh, really?"
Oh, really? Uh,
Okay,
who
thank you. Now,
who did you?
I will tell you all again that a good part of being able to speak is to train yourself to listen, and it sometimes it takes a long time to realize how to listen. I don't know how to teach you to listen, but it is hearing. So when you hear and you don't get it, look at the examples or listen to the examples of everyone else so that you can get it. Okay, so I want Lewis to look at "hi, how are you doing?" and you're going to be A. Julio, you're going to be B. I want you to ad lib. I do not want you to read exactly what you see. You could say, Hi, how are you doing today? And then you can say, I'm okay. How about you? Or something. Okay, ready? Julio and Luis.
Okay. Hey Julio, how are you doing?
I'm just fine. And yourself?
I'm very good, thank you.
Alright, so how's life treating you right now?
Well, right now I'm working a lot because I have goals. And how about you?
Um, I've been good, I'm in school right now, actually.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
I am going to PCC,
Oh, that's great.
and I really like it.
Okay.
Okay. So when you all have these activities, the goal is to sound natural. So you want to work on that when you're talking. The teacher, or in this case, I'm just giving you an example. I'm giving you something as a guide. Norel, would you practice with me? I'll be A, you will be B. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Hi, Norel. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
I'm awesome. I love your dress.
Oh, thank you. This, thank you. Uh, um,
You can say I like your dress too.
I like your dress too.
Thanks. I got it at the store yesterday. So, how's your mom?
Oh, she's good. She just asked me about you last night,
She
and I
did.
told her yes.
Wow.
Uh,
Well, tell her I would like to come over and see her next week and say hello.
yes, she will be happy to see you.
Okay. Well, good luck with school. Gotta run. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. So you want to get into the habit of doing things and make it natural. This is something that you can do on your own. Just go into the bathroom and say, "Hey, me. How you doing? What's up?" You want to get into the rhythm of being able to speak in a conversational style. Does everyone remember the story about Nancy and the dog? Everybody remember the story?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone is going to read the story. We'll start with Daniel. Daniel, read this story and fill in the blank with what you think is appropriate. It should not take you more than 2 minutes to read it. After the 2 minutes, I will stop you even if you haven't finished. Okay? You may
Gotcha.
start.
Okay. Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She brought her 8-year-old son with her. It was all she had in the world. They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for some 2 months. When neighbors jumped into the fence, the dog ran towards Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when um, he saw Nancy screaming at it. She was ready to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around. Shaking, Nancy took her son away. They stayed in the apartment all weekend. Um, then Nancy found another apartment close to the school, I think, that her son was going to attend. She and her son walked everywhere. One day, her son started coughing badly. He had an asthma attack. All the walking was making his asthma worse. Nancy knew that she had to buy a car. Yeah. So she called up the auto dealer. She talked to a salesman who spoke her language. She told him that she wanted to buy a new car if he could come over to pick her up. The salesman said he would be right over.
Okay, great. That was 1 minute and 8 seconds. 38 seconds. 1 minute and 38 seconds. Good job. Julio, could you read the same thing?
Okay, sorry, I was muted. um, Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She brought her 8-year-old son with her. He was all she had in the world. They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for only 2 months when a neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran towards Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when it saw Nancy screaming at it. He was going to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around. Shaking, Nancy took her son upstairs. They stayed in the apartment all weekend. Then Nancy found another apartment, close to the school that her son was going to attend. She and her son walked everywhere. One day, her son started coughing badly. He had an asthma attack. All the walking was making his asthma worse. Nancy knew that she had to buy a car, so she called up the Honda dealer. She talked to a salesman who spoke her language. She told him that she wanted to buy a new car if he could come over to pick her up. The salesman said he would be right over.
Okay, that was 1 minute and 33 seconds. Good job. Norel, could you read, please? Anything
Sure.
less than 2 minutes is good in reading.
Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She came with her 8-year-old son. She came with her 8-year-old son. He was the only she had in the world. They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for about 2 months when a neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran toward Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when he saw Nancy screaming at it. She was about to punch it in the nose. Sorry. Um, the turnaround. Shaking, Nancy took her son and they stayed in the apartment all weekend. Then Nancy found another apartment close to the school that her son going to attend. Um, Nancy and her son work everywhere. One day, her son started coughing badly. He had an asthma attack. All the walking was making his son worse. Nancy knew that she had to buy a car, so she called up the car dealer. She talked to a salesman who speaks her language. She told him that she wants to buy a new car. If he can come over to pick her up, the salesman said he would be right over.
Okay, 1 minute and 55 seconds. Thank you. Roxana, would you read?
Yes, Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She she had she had her 8-year-old son with her. He was all she had in the world. They found the apartment in Arcadia. They were there um, for about 2 months when a neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran toward Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when it saw Nancy screaming at it. She was ready to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around. Shaking, Nancy took her son upstairs. They stayed in the apartment all weekend. Then Nancy found another apartment close to the school that her son was going to attend. She and her son walked everywhere. One day her son started coughing badly. He had an asthma attack. All the walking was making his asthma worse. Nancy knew that she had to new a car. So she called up the Honda dealer. She talked to a salesman who spoke her language. She told him that she wanted to buy a new car if he could come over to pick her up. The salesman said he would be right over.
Okay, 1 minute, 50 seconds. Reuben, I'm going to skip you. You'll have a different activity. Shafar, could you read for me?
Okay, Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She brought her 8 years old son with her. He was all she had in the world. They found an apartment in Arcadia. They were there for only 2 months when the neighbor dogs jumped over the fence. The dog ran towards Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when she saw Nancy screaming at it. She was she was going to punch it in the nose. The dog turned around, shaking. Nancy took her sons upstairs. They stayed in the apartment all weekend. Uh, then Nancy found another apartment close to the school that her son was going to attend. Uh, she and her son walked everywhere. One day, her son started coughing badly. He had an asthma attack. All the walking was making his asthma worse. Nancy knew that she had to buy a car, so she called up Honda dealer. She talked to a salesman who spoke her language. She told him that she wanted to buy a new car if he oh God, I forgot. Blank come over oh my God, to pick her up. The salesman said he would be right over.
Okay, 1 minute and 53 seconds. Tran, could you read for us?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Nancy was new to America. She came to America speaking only her native language. She brought her 8-year-old son with her. He was all she had in the world. They found the apartment in the Arcadia. They were there for about 2 months when the neighbor's dog jumped over the fence. The dog ran toward Nancy's son. Nancy put her body in between the dog and her son. The dog stopped when he saw Nancy screaming at it. She was punched it in the nose. The dog turned around. Shaking, Nancy took her son upstairs. She stayed in the apartment all weekend. Then Nancy found another apartment close to the school that her son was going to attend. Nancy and her son walked everywhere. One day, her son started to coughing badly. He had an don't have no idea attack
Asthma.
of uh, all the walking was making his worse. Nancy knew that she had to buy a car, so she called up the dealer. She talked to a salesman who spoke her language. She told him that she wanted to buy a new car if he come over to pick her up. The
Okay, that's your 2 minutes. That's okay. That's good. Okay. Now, what we're going to do in the last section, for those of you who have not attended any of my sessions, we won't have time for everyone to do this, so we will just let Reuben do it. I need everyone to give Reuben one word. I'm going to give him the word maximum. MAXIMUM. Everybody give me a word. I can get them. Give me the words now. We've got 1 minute to get all the words.
Airport.
Maximum, effort,
No, airport. Airport. My bad.
spell it,
Airport.
airport, okay? Okay, we have 50 seconds. I'm still waiting for the rest of the words. 40
Whimsical.
seconds. Whimsical,
Whimsical. Yeah.
okay. 40
Um,
seconds.
House.
teacher, which word,
House.
please?
Anybody else? Just make
House.
one out of your head. Oh,
Oh, one of my head. Okay. Fantastic.
okay. I think 15 seconds.
Introductory.
Seconds.
Fake.
Now,
Study. Oh,
okay, this is the last one. Thank you.
study. Yes.
That's the last one. Now, Reuben, I want you to look at these words and I want you to come up with a story. You can use the story that we just did. You can do a combination of something made up
Hmm.
whenever you're ready.
Okay. There was a boy who lived he used to live in a really beautiful house in a fantastic neighbor. So once he went on an airport, he took an airplane to France. When he started to feel very, very bad, he started coughing and he screamed, "Something is happening with me, please help me." When he arrived to France, he went to a doctor and the doctor told him that he was asthmatic. So the doctor gave us an introduction of the about the illness because he didn't know what wasn't. After that, he attended to some therapy sessions in order to deal with that problem. When he told her mother, he didn't believe it, but he told him that the illness was at its maximum state. It was a really good problem, bad problem. Her mother feels a punch in her face and her heart, and he thought it was a fake, but it wasn't. After that, she started to study the problem, the illness, and he found a fantastic treatment. But I don't know, I got lost.
Okay, you know what the word whimsical is?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So maybe the dealer sold her a whimsical looking car and she ran it into the fence and decided to take a plane and go home. I
I
don't know.
already used airport and deal.
Oh, did you? Okay. Okay, use them again. I didn't hear them.
Yes, when he was going to take the airplane, he was in the airport,
Okay.
and he went to the doctor in order to deal with that situation.
Okay. Got it.
He didn't want to take all the medicaments that he had to. So what that we the mother said, don't be whimsical,
I think it's whimsical. It's whimsical.
whimsical,
Hmm.
whimsical. And he started running, and he ran over the fence. He got away, and he died.
Okay. All right. So when we take a look at all the vocabulary that is in the story, what is asthma? What's asthma, Reuben?
Asthma is a chronic illness that it doesn't have cure, but it has a treatment that can make easier your life.
Okay.
And I don't remember the word I used to, but
Okay. All right.
facilitate your life.
Okay. All right. So once we read the story, the simple story, these are what I call mini stories. Mini stories are just short little stories that gives you a reference point to have a discussion. Your discussion does not have to be totally on that, but it gives you a place to start if you don't know how to develop your conversation. So that was New to America, and we are at the top of the hour. And this is the time when I ask everyone that is in class to give us the final word. So we'll start with whoever wants to go first for the final word before we end tonight. Final word?
Okay. I feel listen the story about Nancy News America. I think it's an interesting story for me, and this is a wonderful class. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Who else would like to have a last word?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I did notice that I was using some words that were off actually comparing to the original story. Do
Okay,
you
it
think
didn't.
that's
No, it didn't. It's better to not have words that relate to the story, because you
uh,
want to get the participant to really think outside of the box. But the person who's using your
gotcha?
vocabulary words should be able to bring the story back together in some form or another. So no, you did great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else with the final word?
Well, thank you for this class and for all the classes. I've been following you since you started, but I was
Okay.
doing this online,
Hmm.
and well, you make me wanna buy more classes.
Okay.
Uh, so that's why I
Well,
joined.
be sure to tell Verbaling that you decided to buy more classes because of me. So,
Oh yeah, that's because of you. And I'm honest here. I'm telling you, I've been in Berlin before,
mhm.
but seeing and listening and viewing your classes make me really want to come back, and that's what
Okay.
I did this
Well, that's
evening.
great. I'm glad that you're back, and I'm glad that you're here. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Um, remember, I have to go. I have to get to my next class. So, if no one else wants to say anything, I want to say thank you for letting me be of service to you. I enjoyed the class. I enjoy what I do, and if there is a way that you think that I can help you, just send me a email or whatever it is that you do in the verb link. I don't know why no one ever tells me. No one ever sends me a note that I did well, but you tell me verbally, but I don't have any show and tell notes. So everyone should just send me a note and say, Priscilla, I enjoyed this class today, but I got to run, guys. Thank you. I don't know how to get back to the visual. It seemed like it's stuck. So,
A pat on
oh,
the back for you.
okay.
There you go.
Okay. I'm going to say good night. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.